Sophie's the sidekick, wagging her tail. In the land of pixels, she'll never fail. Gamers unite under Christmas lights. In this corner of Twitch, everything's alright. 8-bits of cheer, Sophie's near. Building worlds with holiday gear. Streaming loud, let the joy ignite. Christmas coding with 8-bitsabyte.
Good morning, everyone. 8-Bits here with, of course, Sophie, right? And it is a happy Saturday. Yes, it is a happy Saturday. And do you know why it is a happy Saturday? For so many reasons. One, it's Saturday, right? And there's no work on Saturday for me. So that's a good reason. But two, because it is the first day of my holiday break. I have like a week and a half off. I took time off work, as I do every year at this time, and just try to do things, relax. We go on a trip to go see family, all the fun stuff, right? But yeah, I know Sophie's excited, and she doesn't even know why she's excited. She's just like, I'm excited because you're excited, and we're talking together, and we're excited. Yeah. Good morning, Jeevan. How are things on the front line? Yeah, I know. All right, look, you bump your camera. Let's move it down so you can be seen. There you are. It's not too bad right now. Excellent. Maybe it'll stay that way, and it'll be a nice last day for you. No, we're not going to bump into me, though. No. Okay. That, maybe, like I said, maybe it'll be a nice day. And it'll breeze past. It won't be too hard. And then you'll be on vacation too. Yes. I'm always like, it feels weird knowing you're on vacation, but I like being on vacation. Have a couple days, then we travel for a while, and then we come back, and then, get back to work in the new year. All right. Well, some game news. I saw it coming, like it started trickling in with the rise of the cost of like memory and graphic issues. So NVIDIA and other GPU companies are having trouble obtaining chips easily, right? Some of the one of the manufacturers is going to be stopping to make chips for consumer, and it's all for these data centers. Yes, and nice warm weather awaits us, which is nice. I keep watching the weather to make sure that it's going to be nice, and it's going to be nice. Right? Yeah, so they are like having some. I know no one is going to be able to afford a computer. It's really going to become an issue, and I'm not really sure what's going to come out of it. Right? I'm not sure how sustainable it is. I'm not sure if they can find like another chip manufacturer comes out or what. So they want to move a lot of these chips, right, from consumer to these data centers that are being built. The problem with that is a lot of the data centers are not even able to be run because there is not enough power in the area to be able to power these data centers. I think it's the one in Ohio, the one that was proposed for there. I think it was canceled because of power, right? Yes. Several large data centers have been canceled, or technically like stalled out, like mothballed, right? Put on the back burner type thing. And recently, because of insufficient power grid capacity, they're pulling more power than the grids can provide to them. If only you knew the power of the dark side. Good morning. And how are you, Kelvar? I think was it Ohio? Ohio. Yes. I think this is it. Right. So the one in Ohio, was canceled due to power and energy limitations of the grid in that area. If they went online, it would have pulled all the power from all the homes, and only the data center would be running. So they ended up backburning the project for now. And I think that people are just going to be running into that more and more, right? These data centers are so resource heavy that it's kind of like a ridiculous amount of thinking to it, right? All right. I don't know how we're going to solve the chip problem. I don't know what's going to come out of memory skyrocketing. So now we have graphic cards, high costs. We have internal consumer memory chips are already skyrocketing. Ones that used to cost $150, I'm finding for like $600 to $700 right now. So I guess we're going to see how it goes, right? And eventually, I mean, like, with how more advanced everything's getting, you need better equipment to be able to run it. Well, if you can't get the chips, you're not going to be able to do anything. So I guess we'll just wait and see, right? All right, what type of games have everyone been playing over the week? So what has come out in the last week? I think there's always games coming out, right? But Ashes of Creation was really the last one on the 11th. That was sort of a big thing. It's not on here, but Ark Survival Ascended came out with their Lost Colony DLC, which is a whole map and everything to it. And welcome in, Jinxie. How are you doing today? Yeah, so I mean, like, they came out with that, and I was watching a couple streamers with it. It looks really, really cool, right? We are playing Ark Survival Ascended, but on the Astros map. It's the Greek mythology one. We still have to finish up that one before we switch over to something else. So, all kinds of fun stuff, right? All right. what have I managed to get done on the game this week? Well, I worked on a light source. I worked on a overlay for the character. I worked on some battle scenario stuff. Updating some items. A couple little things, right? That was about... My nose is running. That was about all I could manage to get in with between work and everything else this week. So let's go ahead and roll over to that, and we'll start checking out some stuff, right? There we are. All right. So let me fix my screen just a little bit here. There we are. All right. I made it so and it still needs work, right? But it's getting there. My light source. So I made it so that when you walk into the marsh area, it now gets darker for you. And then when you come back out, it's a little bit lighter. I have 2 enemies that are hidden. So when you approach them, you don't see them, and all of a sudden they'll pop out at you. And one that is running around, one that's by itself, right? Kind of hanging out. So let's go ahead and run it and check a couple things out. And Jeepin, here's a good example. A 64 gigabyte costs now over $1,000. Yeah, it's ridiculous, the price of memory chips. All right. Currently, my light source is just a giant circle, but it makes everything else a little darker, right? I've updated small things like cleaned up where the name tags are and the little chat bubble that appears their heads. I moved it over, moved it down a little bit. I worked on the character profile. And let me make this just a little bit bigger while we're talking about this. So now we'll come out here. I have NPCs walking around. A couple of different Jeep and Annies running everywhere. Right? And I like the way the character overlay is working. And we can, like the bubble here is not always going to be there. It's just for me for testing some stuff. And yes, it must be a popular name. It must be. It's all the Jeepins. Right. So when you get close, they'll run after you, and then if you can get away from them, they'll kind of stop and then like meander about, right? And then if you run into them, then it starts the battle room. And the battle room currently has a light attack, a heavy attack. Then we have a defend. Which right now, the defend is taking double damage. It was actually meant to take half the damage. So I'll fix that at some point. But what it does is replenish your energy bar, like your stamina. And I updated the look of the light attack and the heavy attack. I still have to come up with a animation for when the enemy attacks, but And then once you kill the enemy, you're back where you were. And you can see your bar up here has advanced, right? It's showing everything. I like the color with it. I think it looks good with the black outline on it. And then, like I said, when you come down here and we go into the marsh, when you get about halfway, it starts to darken on you slowly, right? It's not a quick thing. It has a little bit of a dim to it. And now you're inside here walking around. Yeah, it's right about there. So I think that turned out nice. And then, like I said, I have a couple enemies that pop out at you like that. When you get close, they just run at you. So, all right. We want that potion. So now I have a potion in here. I can right click. It takes and heals me all the way up. Then we can come back in and it's another set of attacks, right? I had a little bit of a glitch there. There's some little weird thing with the buttons. Sometimes it activates two things at once. So, oh, it's because my stamina. All right, there we are. I died. So when you die, you start back at the end. Right? You don't lose items or anything like that, but you don't gain any XP from the fight. And that's kind of where we're at with things. So we'll put that up there. And start nitpicking and working on some stuff. So I do need a couple more NPC names. We don't have everybody yet. Who all wants a NPC name? Right. All right, let me shrink this up. And that should work. Oh, and I found right before stream, I found a little fireplace with like a marshmallow and cocoa and stuff. And so I put it on my stream screen. I was like, that looks neat. We'll put it there. All right, so we have a couple things that are going on. So let me pull out some notes. And work on it, right? What have I worked on? Quest item in return. We still have to work on that. Journal needs cleaned up a little bit. So the journal isn't going to be great, right? Let's walk through the quest chats. We'll need a job. Be compensated. Everybody has the rat quest, but so do we. And then we accept it. And then when you accept the quest, it now is in your journal. And the journal allows you to click between active and done. And it tells you what is going on with it. So we are working on that. Attack animations updated. Over this week, what did I work on? I did light attack updated. I did heavy attack updated. The enemy attack is not updated. One of the other things I did was I reduced the number of enemies in the turn-based attacks, right? So went from 3 to 1, and I'm not going to make it so that it varies, meaning it will choose between 1 to 3. For right now, and the purpose of this challenge, right, which is just a 3-month challenge, it's going to be just 1. Just the 1. What do we have? All right. So the other thing is I need to work on making a little cave area. So we may do that as well today. And we also have to work on the graph, like adding detail for up here as well as down here. And this is the grasslands. Now I'm cutting off the map, right? So the idea is all this side is not going to be in the game for the 3-month. I think because it takes me sometimes the longest, let's make a cave system, right? So if we come in here, I don't think I have any of the cave tile sets added yet. So we need to do all that. All right, this is roughly the same shape as this one. This is going to be supposed to be the basement, which you'll be able to get to from the back door here. And yeah, so we're going to come up to here, maybe this side, and try to work on a cave, right? All right, so just to make sure, let me see how far, if I'm all the way here, I need this to come out a little bit more so we don't see just solid black, right? Tiles lower. Editor. Pretty sure that it's just like this. And Trisp, welcome in. How's your Saturday morning going? Well, Saturday now, right? It has been a long week for sure. I am done with work now for the holiday. So I'm excited about that. Jeepin still has a little bit of work left, and then she's done. All right, so we're going to increase it like this. That should... Afternoon, yeah. I think you're like 6-7 hours ahead of me. But you got a minute to relax during that time. Nice. Yeah, 2:30 p.m. It is 7:30 in the morning here. Yeah, 7 hours. I liked the conversation yesterday that we were talking about, like, how long it takes to drive places there where you are versus here. Jeep, I was telling Trisp about the drive to Florida, like Tampa area, that we did like 2 years ago. It was, and it took 32 hours of driving. Oh, that was a fun one. Yeah, it's mental, right? Brent, welcome in. How you doing? We drove straight through on that one too. We just alternated driving, right? Like I started off, I probably did like 15 hours, had her drive for a little bit, then started driving, but near the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours, we were just alternating every hour because we were so tired. It is a challenge for sure to do that kind of driving. Yeah. All right, so if we're right here, we don't see... Okay, I think we're good if we just do that. Brent, how long, like, does it take for you, where you are located, on the east coast of Australia, to drive down to, like, the next big city? We were talking yesterday about how long it takes, probably 8 hours. Yeah. So it takes like a while to get places in some of these countries that are just so massive in size, right? It would probably, it will take just about the same amount of time to go from where you, like the far east coast of like Australia to the west coast, that it does to drive across the U.S. In comparison to, I don't know, say like Europe, right? Where driving around like Ireland, you make it from one side of Ireland to the other side of Ireland in like 2 hours. About 8 hours from Melbourne. Yeah. Countries be like big. All right. I do not have the assets yet in here for the caves. Well, we're going to try to add that. We need to do what? Probably open a sprite. As soon as I find it on my desktop here. There it is. Ah, okay. All right. Let's think about this. Did I move it? Where did I put the sprites for this? Probably a good idea if I remember where that is, right? There. So I have a couple of different cave ones. We're going to look at deep cave first. All right. This is the cave set, which is kind of similar to some of the others, just a different layer texture to it, which is fine. I need that corner cleaned up, though. Do I have room to move these things? No, I don't. Well, it might work. So, what I think we're going to try to do is... hey, Brett, how are things with your work? And are you taking time off for any like the holidays coming up or anything like that? Today is the beginning of my like a holiday break, right? I took time off work. I do it every year. I don't want to work the winter holiday stuff. All right. So we have cave system. And in here, we want a new sprite. This thing is going to be... What is 1344? Get my calculator. So 1344, let's say plus 70 or plus 32 is 1376. And the height, we have this at... Oh, wait, no. Height is 1376. This is 1216. Let's do 1248. Right? Brett, yep. Your time off started yesterday. Excellent. You have 3 weeks off now. So your goal is to get your skill tree library on itch. Nice. Before you go back, and also try to get a playable demo of the skill tree game you're making. Nice. Yeah, mine's I took a week and a half off. So starting today. I'm off all, this coming week. And then a couple of days, like halfway through the next week. So I go back right at New Year's. All right, so this is SPR. What am I calling this? We're going to call this tile set. Yeah, tile set cave. We're going to call it deep cave, right? If we come up here, let's see if I can get this on here right. There. That looks like it was accurate. That's the grid line. Ah, so close. I need this little corner out. Do I have enough space here? And I think that aligns everything okay. All right, so we're going to look at this as 32 by 32. There's a Sophie treat. And she is on point waiting. Yes, she is. She's already drooling. Thank you for that, Brent. All right. All the rest looks good. So I think we're on points with that stuff, right? There. So now we have another tile set that we brought in for the cave system. That's the deep cave. We have another one. And we're going to open that one. Well, this is cave decorations. But cave decorations, I'm going to make into individual sprites. So we're not going to do that. And this is some light system stuff. And that's kind of cool. All right, let's go back and look at castle, deep cave, desert. We're going to do, there it is. This is the other cave. Well, this one has a lot. All right, let's open up the ground. Okay. These are just more inside ground pieces. So we need another sprite. And this is tile set, cave, ground. Yeah. And size-wise, we need to make sure we add a block of 32 in the top left. So this needs to be added by 32. So if we do 1280, it would be 13, 12 by 1344. All right, we'll put it there. Nope. There we are. And that should give us a block of 32 up here in the top left. Almost. Right. So did I leave a little bit of... I did. Okay. Let's grab that. Come here and move it over. Go to there. Perfect. All right, so that is cave set ground. Now we need... This one's just called holes. It's meant for like pits in the cave area. So we're going to grab that one too. And this little piece is sticking up right here into the zone I need. I bet if we could just, if we did leave it, that little corner, I think it'd be all right. Yeah. So let's make another sprite. Try to get all these put in here, right? So this is a tile set. What are we calling it? Cave hits. This is 768 by 512. All right. And it did not do what I thought it was going to do. Okay, so we're going to cut this out, right? Then I need to increase this by 32. So if we do like an 800. Um, 512. If I add 32, would be like 44. 544. Right? 512. 32. It's 544. All right. Then come in here. There. That should be close. Oh, I'm off just a little bit. All right, if we put it there in the middle, and then I can do this. There. So, what's everyone been working on for the last week or so? So now we have cave pits. You've been trying to animate a boss all week when you've been able to. Nice. But now you have like all the time. You should be able to. Oh, I don't know if you saw it. But if you watch Hypnotic Games at all. And Hypnotic Games is making a simulator game, kind of like TCG Card Shop, that style, but it's with bobbleheads. So you can play and run a bobblehead shops. Yeah, Mr. D-Boy playing it. That's what was making me think about it. What have I been building? Well, I'll take a minute here and show you. It's running. Let me bring this down here. All right, so this is the RPG that I've been working on. It's a 3-month challenge, right? Extremely difficult for a 3-month challenge, but that's okay. It's only going to probably have, it'll only have maybe one quest, but it's just got a lot to it, right? So you have your NPCs walking around, all good stories. You start inside the tavern, in a pub, right? That's where everything starts, so figure why not put your character there. You'll have the barkeep, a couple NPCs walking around. And then you can come outside, right, and walk around. You got a couple other NPCs. You have an enemy that has a big circle on it. Circle is just from me for testing. But if you get close, they start chasing you, right? And if you get away from them, great. Otherwise, you'll have to go into combat. And it's a turn-based, turn-style attack. So when we go in and do the attack, it'll look like this. And then we have light attack. We have a heavy attack. We have defend. We can do another heavy attack. And defend, what it does is it puts you in a bubble. It actually, I messed it up. So right now, it does double the damage instead of half the damage. but when you are in defend, it will give you this bubble and replenish your stamina bar, like your energy bar, right? Because you need that to be able to do your attacks. And then when you defeat the enemy, you get returned right where you were. Now, I've been working on the lighting. So, player currently just has a solid circle, but the rest of the area is a little dark. Jeepin walking around. Yeah, we have Jeepin, Calvar. Brent, you want to be a NPC? All right. I have NPC 5, which is this one. Needs a name. And NPC 3, which has the stuff on its face, but that'll get fixed. Outside of that, I have... Let me get my NPC sprite sheet up here. I have all kinds of NPCs, right? So it just depends. What color do you like? Do you want like the NPC 5, which has like blue hair, which is this one? Well, more green hair. How about the dude in a green jacket? All right. This one right here. Perfect. All right. That'll be you. All right, you're marked. And you will be an NPC. Excellent. So, outside of that, I made it so that if you walk into the darkness, it's danger, right? So into the marsh. Of course, Jeepin is running headlong straight into the danger zone. Jeepin, you can't be in here, Jeepin. But yeah, so I made it so that when you start to enter the zone, it lowers the lighting like that. It has a slow drop in light. And then it's just a little bit more dark in, mysterious inside here. And then when you come back, it gets lighter. And I have 2 enemies currently that are hidden. And when you walk near them, they'll pop out at you and run at you. And then you have a battle. Kind of like this, right? Skeleton was just hanging there. All of a sudden, he runs at you. And next thing you know, you have to battle. I don't have any health. So we need to escape. Oh. My escape button's not working. Starts to run away, and then he just returns to battle. All right. That'll be a fix. Let's see. No, I'm going to die. Okay, we start back in the tavern. But That's how that goes. So that's what I've been working on for almost 3 months. I have about 3 weeks left on it, and that'll be it. Very, very simple RPG. And I say that, but it was an extreme amount of work for me to come up with this in like 3 months. So, but I think it's coming up. It's going well, right? It'll be fun. So my idea for next year is after I finish this, I want to split up next year into the same thing. I want 3 projects next year instead of making it multiple. So I want 1 6-month project, 2 3-month projects. So the idea is we finish this one, then we go into a top-down shooter that'll have waves and that kind of stuff, and we'll do that for 3 months. Then for 6 months, I want to return and work on the RPG. Take it where we leave, where we end off here, and see what we can do in 6 months with it. And I think that'll be a good challenge. Also, I just saw the notification. I wasn't paying attention. Ads are about to go off. I do not need a be right back on this one. So we'll just kind of chit-chat through it. Right? But then, yeah. So we take a top-down shooter, then return to the RPG for 6 months, and then, I don't know, we'll figure out something to do for the last 3 months to round off the year. Right? I think that sounds pretty good. That sounds like a great idea. You were thinking earlier. Thinking gets us in trouble. What were you? You always wanted to make an RPG, but then you realized, yes. You might be in ads. I don't know if you get ads. While we're on here, we're going to grab this, shrink that back up. Let's start importing. Oh, you're in ads. Rest in peace, ads. Yeah. All right. Entities, NPC here. We're going to make a new one. There. So we need 8 sprites put in there. So this one is going to be NSPR. What am I doing? How am I doing it? NPC. Oh, calling it by the name. Brent. Idle left. Well, if we do that, and put this in, and ads are over. Everybody, you are saved from the ads. And good stuff, right? All right. That is going to be there. Convert to frames. Oops. We want that one. We want this to be 4 by 4. That should be okay. We'll just convert it. There we have it. That'll be you. All right. Yep. So, what was I doing right before? We were working on importing the cave system stuff, right? So we can make a cave. But I think we're just going to work on some of this, right? And it should be up, down. What happens in a cave stays in a cave. What? No. What happens in a cave? I think it's probably going to be like some monster stuff. I would like to make it so that there is maybe... It's probably not going to happen. It's definitely going to have like a couple caves, maybe a short, like a small little treasure chest or something for items for you to go and sell. Outside of that, I don't have any resource gathering stuff in this RPG yet, but I was like, oh, maybe you could go mining, you know, gather some supplies or something, but we'll see if I'm able to get it into the 3-month. I know at least it'll be like the enemies, some enemies. All right, so this one is going to be SPR Brent. Idle up. And we'll just take it like that. And we'll put it there. And we'll tell this to convert it into frames. There we are. This one will be Brent, idle, down. All right. Go here, paste. convert to frames. We're good. You are slowly becoming a character. Yes. Yep. All right, so that is the one we want. Except it's not going to do it right. So we need... this. And we'll make it bigger, but we need to flip it because you need to face to the right in this one. Image convert to frames. All good there. All right, now we have for each one, like each sprite or character NPC has 8 separate sprites to it. I have 4 for idle, 4 for walking. So this is sprint, rent, walk, left. There. So, Brent, do you go anywhere for the holidays? Stay home, game and dev all the time. If my I wish my if the family lived closer, I would be doing that. But I have to. We both have to fly to go see the family. Yep. You went for a hike today, but your plan is to do game dev for most of it. Nice. It's always nice to get out there because it's summertime for you. So, enjoy it. Get out, touch some grass, dirt, whatever, and then get back to what you're doing. We hibernate a bit in the winter. We're not much of a winter off-roading camp group, like for us. There's a bunch of us. There are a bunch of members in the off-road group that are camping a lot. We just don't have the gear for it. We've tried it. It's really cold. So until we buy some winter gear, and mostly it's the tent. The sleeping bags are okay, right? So the sleeping bags that you zip together and then you can have a blanket and that kind of stuff with it, that's all right. The tent is more of a spring, summer, fall tent. It still has the mesh on it, so it'll breathe easy, and you have to you put a rain fly over top of it. Well, it allows all the cold air to come in and all the hot air to escape real quick. It's not a very good winter camping tent. That's all. But it's on our list. All right. And walk up. Here we are, and I wasn't paying much attention, but we'll make it smaller so you can sort of see what I'm doing. There. Yeah, so tomorrow I will be, I'll stream in the morning for a little bit. I don't know, like 2.5 hours, right? Then, when Jeepin is up and moving and comes down, we'll be doing our Christmas stuff for each other early. So we're going to be doing our stuff tomorrow. Because then it was mostly so we didn't have to travel with all the gifts, right? The stuff for the rest of the family we mailed, and since we're going to fly in there, we'll get it when we get there and wrap it then. But we're going to be doing our stuff tomorrow. All right. There. Now, idle down is what we want. This is going to be rent. How do you want your name to be out? Like, what would you like for your name? So, on here, like, Jeepin is just Jeepin right now, but when we come out here and look at some of the others, Kelvar has his name as Kelvar the Wise. So that is his character. You can just have your name by itself. You can give yourself a little title whatever you want. And welcome in, DJ. How are you doing today? Indeed, he is. Yes. Right. So, I'm okay. What about me? I'm doing well. Just kind of working on some stuff. First day streaming from the end of the work week, right? And yeah. Currently what I'm working on is, well, it's a 3-month RPG. It's a challenge that I have set upon myself to do like 3-month games sometimes. And I have about 3 weeks left in this RPG. It'll be a minimum viable product, which is what I call MVP. And it'll have like one quest to it, dialogue, NPCs you can talk to, a couple enemies, that kind of stuff. You also want to get into coding, game dev, but too much going on. It's tough. It is tough. We all struggle with time constraints. Yeah. It is tough. Yeah, I work a full-time job, so 40 hours-ish. And then try to fit in this, so streaming. And I try to do, I stream just game dev, right? For 95% of the time. So I fit that into my weekends. And I still want to play game. Yes. So things to do, play games. Right. I still want to be able to play some games. So that takes up a little bit of time. During the warmer months, we go off-roading on one day, usually out of the weekend. So we try to do that. So there's lots going on, right? And you just pick up and do what you can and make it work. For a while, I was waking up a little bit early to try to stream before work, but then my work schedule got switched and made earlier. By the way, you have your own Discord server. Excellent. Discord servers are fun to have. I have 2, and I'm sure most everybody here is a streamer and has theirs. How are you laying out your Discord server? Are you making it like a just for places for people to go? You want to advertise your Discord server? No. But yeah. We all, we all have our own, and because it's my stream, it's my Discord channel. Let's go back to what sort of games you want to make. Like, are you looking to make 2D? Are you looking to make 3D? If you're just trying to advertise your own Discord server all the time, it's probably going to be a solid no. I'm not even no. It's kind of rude to come into somewhere else and just advertise and say, hey, I have this. I want all of your people to come to my stuff. You do that on your stream. And Homeless, hi. This is my stream. You're just streaming in it. Homeless, I know you don't. You have your own stream. You don't need to come over and take my stream. That's kind of advertising, right? You just joined. I don't know you. And the first couple things you said was you're into game dev, but then you want to advertise your Discord. No. It takes a little bit more than like just coming in and then wanting to advertise stuff, right? And War, good morning. How you doing? You didn't stream all night last night, did you? I did not check this morning. Nah, okay. I saw you did it like an all-night stream, what was a couple nights ago, and I was like, man, that's rough. That was a long time. And the stinkiness. Homeless. Gotta switch up your breakfast, man. Gotta switch it up. All right, Brent. If you're still there, any more thought about how you would like your name to be? Can you discuss game ideas? Sure. We have lots of other people on the stream that are also into 1, gaming, 2, game design. I use GameMaker. There's a couple other GameMaker devs, but there's also some that are using like Unity, Unreal, and Godot that pop in here. Brent, the information broker. And you're also a musician. Nice. You love, Frank, welcome in. You love GameMaker so much? Excellent. All right. We have Brent, the information broker, now solidified as a new NPC. And we're going to go through the look here real quick. That one looks okay. That's a little fast, though. Let's move this so everybody can see. I think that looks okay for like an idle. So we're going to leave idling at 2. So we have 2, 2, and 2. And we're going to run each one of these just to make sure they are good. All right, let's open this one. That looks fast, so we need to close that. Turn that down a little bit. On this one, also 2. Yeah. I think 2 is a good one for an idle one, right? You must get to the choppa. Yes. Everyone must get to the choppa. Frank, currently making a 2D Portal game. Like Portal as in Portal? Like the old style, like the other Portal game where you have like 2 portals you can travel between. Like that style Portal. Whether you're using like a gun or something to activate a portal. If so, that would be awesome. Yes, those portals, that's awesome. I like Portal. I do. Have I tried a Sprite? So you mean the program that is sitting here with all my actual stuff in it into my Sprite sheet? I've never tried it. I'm not very good with it, but I use it. Right? So, I do use it. These are all my NPCs. They're already done. What we're looking at in here is making sure that it looks okay in the game. Right? So we're making sure the frame rates are good, that kind of stuff. And for these, we're setting them at 2, right? Now, the walking, that's quick. So I'm thinking 5 might even be too much. That looks like a fast walk, right? All right, we'll leave it at 4, and we'll test it out for a while and see how it looks, right? So we're going to do 4 here. I think that looks okay, but we'll see what it looks like in game too. And then we got 4. And the last one we have is 4. Perfect. All right. We come into the overworld here. We need to place you down, Brent. You are now becoming an official Brent, right? So let's stop the game. Let's turn it on again and check it out. Try make the character have a slight bobbing motion while idle. Yep, they do bob. You can see them adjusting a little bit right there, right? Because they're just kind of breathing, you know? All right, so we're going to come up and we're going to check Brent, the information broker. There you are. Looking good, Brent. Yeah, each of my characters all have 8 different sprites to them. All different directions for it. And, yeah. I look like you have some information to sell. You might. Hey, you're even telling me, hey, you. That's what you need. You need to be like, hey, you, I have some information for you. And you need to come up with, like, what do you want your character to say? Like, what information do you want your character to be like, I have some information for you? And, yeah. We can add something in there. The name for your game is called Nova Alteria Devoid. Nice. All right. I can do that, Brent. We'll come up with a dialogue for your character. Some of them currently here. Right? So some of them have little bits of conversation. So like this one right now currently has this, right? So you're like, oh, okay. What do you need? A drink would be great. And then it tells you, oh, the Broken Mug can help you with that because that's a good tavern name, the Broken Mug. And where's that? Oh, just over yonder, points up and to the left, or right, something like that. And I heard a Sophie treat. Here she comes. Thank you for that, homeless. Right, Sophie? Good girl. Sophie is the star here. I'm just kind of the sidekick. That's all. That's kind of it. All right. It's pronounced Altera. Oh, Altera. Okay, kind of like the Terra for the other game. All right. What DJX? What engine are you using? Term. I see you. Welcome in. All right. You see the 2 shenanigans are here? Yes. Homeless in term. All right. What do we need to work on a little bit next. Oh, we were still doing our importing of the map, right? Some tile set stuff that needs to be updated. So we're working on the cave. That was the last thing we did before making a new NPC. So let me adjust some stuff here on the screen. We don't need this to be that big. We're going to make it like this, right? Where did I have my cave stop? Hills? There we are. All right. We have all my cave internal hill stuff. Xanto, your game would have time travel as part of the story. Excellent. I like time travel stuff. Past, present, and future to stop the horrid entity known as the Devoid. Nice. Term, you're on a watch streak. You have 7 streams as a watch streak. That's excellent. That's hard because I only stream on the weekends too. Jibin, you think you need a name tag that says Keeper of the Network. Everyone here seems to think your sole job is to reconnect things to the network when all it needs is a new cable. And the farts, yes. Xanto, there are a few people in here that have that are a little gassy. It happens. They do let it out a little bit. It's bad. It gets bad sometimes. So, Jeepin, are we? What do you want a new name for your character? Then you want Keeper of the Network? Jeepin, you're not gassy. No. All right, let's check this out. I think we are going to make a new sprite here. And we're going to call this tile set. Sweet victory. What are we calling this? Walls, tile set, cave, like walls. That's probably a good one. Oh, I didn't make... Where's my size? We want this to be 1536 by 1440. And I heard sunflowers. Who did all the sunflowers? Jeepin did the sunflowers. Yep. You did. All right. Now, we'll just set it there. There's a lot of room in here. We can be able to handle this. I need this to be 32 by 32 so that we can import this correctly. And I need the top corner always open. That's just kind of how it works. I think it looks good. That was a stinky one. It even reverbed through my headset. Yes. All right, we're going to bring this to here. There. That looks pretty good. All right, so now we have that one completed. We need those hills. Decorative. We're not going to do decorations yet. because I still need to split them out. So I have them. You can see them down here in the bottom right corner, right? All the different individual rocks and stuff. I need to split them out into smaller sprites. And then they'll be able to be put into the game. So let's go look at. Hold on, let me. All right, we have animated stuff. We're not worrying about that right now. That's inside. We have decorative. I have hills 2, and holes, which we're calling the pits, right? And we're gonna take another set of ground hills. All right. So we're going to make one more, and then we'll start to build this cave system. So, tile, set, cave, and we're calling this walls 2. This is going to be edge to edge, right? So we need it a little bit more. If we have 1536 plus 32, it should be 1536 or 1536, 32, 1568. But then for the height, we want that to be 1440 plus 32. That's going to be 1472. There we go. Our rocket term, you launched yourself. Did you come back? I laugh whenever there's an occasional glitch and it just launches away, right? It does. It just launches. Hopefully, it worked okay. There it goes. I see you climbing there. Yeah, so the avatars that you see at the bottom of the screen was a 3-month project that I did in the beginning of the summer. It still needs some work, but I just haven't revisited it. So, Zento, your game would have hack and slash with elemental spells and attacks and maybe weapons. Excellent. And also, it would have Smash Bros. Like fighting mechanics for melee weapons. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be neat, for sure. All right, here we are. Let's put this up in the corner. Let's turn that on. We need this 32 by 32 for this one. Whoops. We're going to place it dead center for a moment, and then zoom in, and we're going to adjust it. And Zento, I don't know if I saw what engine you're using or what you plan to use for it. All right. What else? Okay, so we have tile set deep cave with like the cave deep, right? Then we have the ground, the pit, and 2 sets of walls. And your eye dancing? Who's dancing? If only the little like this one, right? Only if this thing danced or something. No. They don't have a dance. We can move it. Put it up there maybe. Right here is fine. I need a stream pet like your snowman. Yeah, I know. The snowman and Jeep stream is awesome. Right? It hangs out over on the side, and you can command it and make it dance and do, you know, it's cool. It's cool stuff. All right, so that one's done. And that one is done. You're going to have to start one for each season? I know. I mean, it's already... We're already upon holiday week, right? That means that, like, after New Year's, I'm going to take down... I need to take down my winter stuff. Well, maybe I could leave it for a little bit. Right? Before I go back to the cyberpunk starting now screen and all that. All right. Let's... Jeepin, you do need to think... You can either leave your name just as Jeepin. So I think it says Jeepin Annie, right? Oh, and we have to have a talk about your character. One of your Jeepins likes to walk into the marsh. It walks straight into danger zone. I'm like, this is like an actual Jeepin. And it's not, it can't be doing that. That's danger down. That's danger zone. And yeah, your tune was just like, you know what? I'm going to go right into it. There's one of them. I know, right, sir? That sounds about right for Jeepin. Hey, there's danger over there. I'm going to go there. What? What do you mean I can't? As soon as you look away, there goes Jeepin into the danger zone. And of course, the sheep. I like the sheep. I started putting the sheep in the tower defense game, and everyone liked the sheep so much that it is now being incorporated into different games, which I think is just cool. All right, so we need to go to interior. We're going to start trying to work on the cave stuff, so let's make a... There is a way to make folders. Let me think about that. Oh, new folder. We're going to call this... cave. So now, inside here, we need to make a tile set. Oh, we still have a couple things to do before that. Right. In here, I now need to make tile maps for the caves. That's what we have to do. Let's do this. We make a tile set. This is tile cave deep. And the width is 32. Whoops. The width is 32 by 32. Offset sprite. Here we are. And we want cave deep. There we go. Now we have it. Right. So, if you're there, DJ Xanto, what else are you planning to put into your game? Like, is it going to have like different levels you go through? Do your characters level up? Like what other stuff you planning? All right, we made that one. We can do this again. We'll just copy it so I have some of this stuff the same. We're doing cave, ground, cave, ground. There we are. And is anybody else working on some cool game stuff? Or if you don't make games, have you played any cool games lately? Anything that you find fun? Always. Nice. I don't think I have. Let's go look here for a minute. Steam. I don't know what it's called, but games. Is that how I can look them up? No. Do we know? I don't have a link for it, and I can't remember what it's called. Bummer. I was gonna pull up Hypnotic's game. So, Jeepin, you like these as well. You know the TCG card shop like simulator, those ones, the grocery store one that you were doing. Hypnotic Games is making a like a shop simulator, but it's for bobbleheads. Do I want to see a quick video of the cool portals? Sure. Do this. Go to the Discord. Join. There is both a game dev section, so make sure when you're choosing the roles, you choose like if you're interested in gaming, all the streaming stuff, if you're interested in game dev. But I don't even, do I have my Discord open? There is, I don't know, you can where's a good spot? You just put it in. I think I have it under. Let me find my game dev section. Share your game stuff. That works. But if you would just like to post a link, you can go ahead and post a link for a moment. Jeepin, yes, you've been playing the WoW house game. Yeah. So for those that don't know, World of Warcraft now has housing in it, and it's like a complete game, right? You can spend the whole time you're in WoW playing with your house, totally designing it, building everything. You have access to it all, and it's impressive. Kelvar, you've been doing ESO, so Elder Scrolls Online daily crafts at the moment. We'll be working on your roguelike today. Nice. 8-bits, that your server? The Alpha Soul Gaming is, yes. The link that is a couple up there, that is it. Now, there is no, like, don't go in there advertising just for your Discord, because you'll get kicked. Okay? All right. I have not got the new expansion yet for WoW. So I am not able to play with the housing stuff, but I get to watch Jeepin do it. And it looks pretty cool. I do have to say that. Okay, we have 3 tile sets made, like tile maps made for for the cave stuff. We have 2 more for the 2 walls. So let's do that. And we're going to call this tile cave wall 1 and wall cave wall. There, and this is 32 by 32. Right. And that one, we'll finish that, and we get to do one more. Tile, cave, cave, wall, O2. Cave, wall, O2. There we go. Now we got them. All right. And we want what? We want to do caves. So we're going to call this one tile. What do we need it? So it's very specific on most people's Discords. Yes, you can advertise for your Twitch channel. There is a... Where is it? Make sure you have stream, like you're interested in the stream stuff, role checked. Under there is a stream self-promote channel. In there, you can promo your Twitch stream right there. Yep. All right, we want this to be called what? Yeah, and you can post it, like advertise that channel like every day, that kind of stuff. Whenever you go live, all sorts of good stuff. All right. I see the notification this time. There is ads about to go off. And it will be it's a 3-minute ad break. I am going to be right back on this one. I need to uncover the bird, that kind of fun stuff, and get some more coffee. And if you need coffee, now's the time to go do it, right? So that's going to start here in about 25, 30 seconds. So while we're doing that, let's call this cave, I don't know, deep, right? Cave deep. There we go. Now we have the first tile map in here for the cave. And we'll be able to start working on some stuff. Or tea. Yes, don't discriminate against tea drinkers. If you drink tea, now's the time to go do it. Yes, everybody go drink the stuff that you want to drink. Or, like protein shakes. Whatever you got. Protein shakes, coffee, Coffee is life. You'll have some wine, please. Excellent. I'll uncork a bottle. You just need to come home and pick it up. That's all. Right? It'll make, although you should have some there because it'll make your work day a lot easier. That's for sure. All right, there goes the ads. I will see everybody in a little bit. Hang tight, and I'll be right back. All right. I hit the wrong button. So, Frank, you posted your thing. Let me check that first. It is a Facebook link. I don't have that on the computer, so hold on. Share your game. All right. All right, that looks cool. Let me see if I can get that open here. So well, we're not logging in. All right, so this is what Frank sent. Mechanics 2D Portal game. Trying to make it a little bigger here. I think that's cool mechanics. So right now, oh, nice. That's a cool design. Nicely done. Are people allowed to collab in the server? For what? I mean, sure, but like, if you want to do game stuff, make sure you select game dev as one of the roles. Right? You can have them all too if you want. But then you can go down there and you can post and you can try to see if anybody's willing to like work with stuff. If you want to do Twitch collabs under streaming, post in the chat, in the streaming chat, right? So under streaming, there'll be a chat room there and you can post in there and see if anybody wants to do that kind of stuff, like collab with you there. Like group projects. So if it's game dev, post down in the game dev section. If it's streaming, in the stream chat area. And see if anybody's interested in working on stuff. Right? All right. We are... what do I need here? Oh, I'm still making all these tile maps. So this is another one. We're going to call this one Cave Ground. And Cave Ground. I don't know if it's going to have different layers. It probably will. But, you know. Well, that's in the game dev area. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to work on a project and see if anybody's interested in helping you, just go ahead and post down in the game development area. General chat's fine. And see if anybody's interested in helping. And that includes all areas of it, right? And Brent, you're heading off to bed. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for staying up a little late and hanging out. Oh, real quick, if you still hear me, Brent, are you planning to stream more during your break? Yes. Excellent. I like seeing your streams, so that will be good. Okay, you can go to sleep now. Probably tomorrow. That'd be perfect. All right, we need to make another tile map. We're gonna have 6 of these things. So we have cave, pits, right? Like holes in the ground. Pits. Zento, it's not going to be making money if it takes too long, and if the person is planning on the game to be free to use or something. Just saying. All right, yeah, no problem. So like when you post things, put some whatever parameters you are looking for. Like, hey, this isn't going to be paid yet, or it's not paid, or it is paid. This is just going to be a free game. That kind of stuff. How long of a scope for your project you're looking. So if you're like, oh, this is a 3-month project, this is a 1 month, this is 6 months. And that way people can determine how much free time they have, how much time you're expecting to work with people. Because most everybody that's in there is working on their own games. And that way you can start building a project team and try to see if anybody's interested in helping. Right? All right, we have cave wall 01. And this needs to be cave wall 01. And then we'll do one more. And this is cave wall 02. Oh, and Zento, another thing is also put in there like where you are located, time zones. That way it helps people to know what's going on too, because there's people in all the time zones on the Discord. You don't know coding, but hey, wouldn't hurt to learn. Excellent. Learning's not a bad thing. I've only been coding for like 2 years, right? I was not a programmer before I started learning this. I started in February, almost 2 years ago. So I'm coming up on 2 years soon. And you just slowly start learning. That's all. You can do it. All right, let's make my notes. We'll leave the notes right there. All right. Let's take a look at what we got. This is the ground. What do we feel like is needed for a good ground look? And we'll probably change it a couple times, so we're just going to pick something to start with. That's kind of bongish. What do we have? Walls, pits, ground. I think it will be fine as it. We're gonna make a big rectangle to start, right? So the idea is maybe you'll enter here. And I think that'd be okay. Yeah, all right. Not gonna make it. You don't know code. Yep. Maybe you could do spriting. One person does coding, and as an example of the process. Yes. Yeah, roles of the team are always important. If you're trying to establish a full team, everybody has a role, right? So if you are good with like a sprite and you are the art person, then you need somebody that handles the coding. You'll also need to know and establish, is this a 2D game, a 3D game? What style graphics you are going for? And what is the engine that you are using? And make sure everybody is on par with it, right? So graphics are a little different depending on the different engines, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a good way to go about it, making roles. It helps. It helps define your project. You were thinking of a 2D pixel graphic. Excellent. I think that's what most people in here and on the Discord work with. So because you love the pixel graphics, yeah. All right. Well, let's start trying to figure out some wall systems here. Which means that we are probably going to be starting to make some layers over here. Because we have we have the ground on there. So everything else is going to go above that level. Yeah, this is a challenge. It is a self-imposed 3-month challenge. This is an RPG game. So trying to make a RPG in 3 months. Small one, right? These are the style stuff that I'm using. And yeah, it's going to be minimal. It's an MVP, so minimum viable product, right? Basically, you're making a full game that is to be used as a demo to then take it to the next level, right? So the idea is we finish this, and we have about 3 weeks left on this. Then the MVP will be done. The first 3 months of next year are going to be a top-down shooter. Then we're going to be doing a 6-month project. And during that 6-month project, we're going to revisit this RPG and then take it from where we end on the 3-month project and expand it in the 6 months. And then we'll figure out something for the last 3 months of the year. That is kind of how we're looking at things. All right, so this is all the ground. What type of walls? I don't think I like those walls. I think I do like this stuff, right? So these style walls, I think is going to be good for this one. Yeah. What do I think of a side-scrolling game, like a classic arcade? Side-scrollers are fun. That could be... I haven't done a side-scroller in a while. That could be the last game of the year. Yeah, that could be a good one. I'm always taking suggestions on things to try and make. And like I said, if a challenge would be the 3 months, right? Like shoot 'em up. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, so we're going to take this. And I think we'll just put this along the back wall here. Oh, this is offset just a little bit. Dang. Okay. Let's go back and revisit the asset here real quick, because I may need to redo this one. All right, we're going to get rid of this, right? Then we're going to bring this in and just place it there. Now, we need to come here. Let me make sure these are still 32 by 32. We're going to copy all and then drag it where we need it. But the problem I ran into is it overlapped a little bit. So this looks on point, right? Which, if we come back into interior, it should be fixed. Yes. You love 8-bit music. So I'm using a channel called, a software called Pretzel Rock. It's all music that's available so you can stream with it, right? On there is a channel called Chiptunes. So it's chiptune and retro video game tunes. And I think it works pretty good. I like it. Relaxing to listen to. Easy to code and work with. Now, Zento, I saw you said you work with music. What type of music are you like? Do you like making? There is music making software called BitDragon. Nice. Yeah, we'll do that. And there. Okay, that's going to be the back wall. Good for retro games, but also all kinds of genres as well. Nice. I'm thinking we need some sort of walkway, like pathway, right? On here, let's do rocks. If we enter here, we'll give it like this. Maybe you have to explore up here. And then you come across. And then you can go this way or down. Right? And then you come across. So either way, it kind of rejoins. And then you go forward again, down a pathway into like a bigger area. And I think that'd be fine for this style, right? Okay, let me get that fixed. So now we need kind of like this. I think we're going to put it like that. All right, so we have a black. It's not quite black, but we're going to use it, make a rectangle here. So that is the blackness that you see. And I kind of like it more than this. Yeah. All right. And then if we put it here, we can just make it like that. That's going to be your viewable area for this. Right? And what we're going to do is that is how we're going to make the entrance look. Like that. This is sort of the back wall. Yeah. Now, I think we can change this up a little bit. And maybe make it so it matches a little better. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Sort of. That might be all right. Yeah, if we do that, then you can just put that as the top there. We're only going to do one level for these, right? We have to make this one. We probably have... Let's look real quick at the map. We only have one cave right now. For this 3-month, the rest of this is not going to be in play. So when you're down in here, you're only going to be able to get to this cave. And we don't really have, like, ramps, do we? This is walls 2. I don't really like that. Not for this. We have stairs. We could build in like a little bit of stairs right here. It only gives me 2. So, how do we want to... All right, we need to make a longer set of stairs. So let's go back here, go to edit this. We're going to take these ones. And come down here. And because this is just going to be a quick fix, I'm not going to worry about moving it into a sprite to edit it there. I'll update it. Quick fixes are always good. And there we go. Now we have a 3-set stair going down. So we close that. We go back into interior. And right here, we'll take those. Yeah, I think that looks okay, right? It looks like you have some stairs. You're coming down a little bit into here. So I think you'll be fine with it. So we're using this style wall, which I know you can't see, but we're using this one. I think if we make this here, right? Or we do something like that. I think that might work. So if we grab this and put it like there. And we'll leave it open, right? So that way you can walk around it. Maybe. That might work. Like this. We'll grab this to close it off on this side. We'll bring it up here. And that is our little wall. And then you have to walk around it, right? And we'll do one here. There. This will make it so that you have to walk in the back of it, like up in here kind of stuff. We definitely want to go this direction, though. So we're going to bring this down. Like that. And if we put it together, there. So now we have a little entranceway. You come in, you can work your way around. That kind of stuff, right? We want what? Like something like this? Like I don't want them exactly like square, so I'm straight paths. I'm trying to make it so that you have to like walk around some stuff. Might be too much. So now you take that. There. We're literally just making like giant rock formations. Cool stuff. So that'll give the player like choice which way you want to go. And we are going to make like a pathway there. Come like that. Well, how that doesn't quite match up. So I think what we need is one of these. One of these, and that'll end that kind of like jutty, like little piece that sticks out, and then we'll start a new one. Right, and if we take this, then we can use this. And I think it works pretty good, right? Yeah. Let's do that. I probably want break up the pattern a little bit on this side too. So if it's coming down, we probably need this. There. And I was thinking we should probably put like a pit in here. So that's this, right? But I don't think so. I think we wanted something different. Hold on. That's the pits. Did I do this one wrong? I did. Cave pits. So we have to open this and choose cave pits. Okay. That will fix it. So now I think that'll work right there, right? It kind of blends in, kind of looks good. We'll make it stick out just a little bit. Here, what do we think? That looks pretty good, right? Come through, you got a little cave. Then you have a pit in your cave. I think that looks cool. And we can do a small one, like right here. Something like that, right? This might need to be back just a little bit more. No, there we go. Like that. So now we have a cave in the, or I mean a pit in the corner. I think that's fine. Am I going to make it so you fall in the pit? I don't know. Maybe. I think that would be cool, though. It might be cool. All right, we're still working on our walls. Trying to give a layout here. If we put it like that, I think that'd be all right. Right? Yeah, that looks okay. We can do something like this. That's gonna be a tight entrance there. I could probably make it work. By fixing up some of this, right? So maybe we bring this back, drop down, curve there, like out one, then curve like that. So next we need to finish off this wall here. So we're going to do a curve like this. Bring it up. Let's make it curve again. If I want it to curve again, probably like that. That's where it's going to be. Maybe right there. Then we can make this turn. Do we want to incorporate this thing or not? Maybe not. Maybe we just go straight into like the wall there. So then we get something like that, right? In which case we could just do this. And I think that's all right. We could probably just do a small bump out like there. Bring it back in maybe here. I think that looks pretty good. There. That is our small little cave system. So now, we need what? I need another instance layer. Call this walls. All these walls. It's pretty close there. Okay. Right. And was it the cave? No, it was the deep that has this color block. That was not it. It was ground. Where was... Oh, there we go. Okay. That should be good. Now we need to make a teleport. Yep, teleport. Let's call this the cave, right? And in here, we need 1 to be the exit and 1 to be the enter. So we're going to copy these two. Oops. This is Telly Cave exit. Cave exit. There we go. And we'll make this one cave enter. So for here, we're going to have this right here, right? They're only visible right now while making this stuff. After that, like, I'll have it invisible so you don't actually see it. Yeah, we'll make it like that. When you teleport in, I want it so that you arrive maybe right here, which should be 11:35 or 40. 11:35. Okay. So let me remember how I did this. I need, is it the, no, it's not a, oh, parent teleporter. Or script. Let me double check. Doors, script. All right, there we are. We're going to mimic this. This is Enter Tally Tavern. This is not Enter Tally Tavern. This is Enter Cave. This is Exit Cave. Right. In here, this is Enter Tally Cave. And Exit Tally Cave. All right. So now that we have those declared in the script, we can pull this up and be like, make these work, right? Enter Tally Cave, exit Tally Cave. We're going to want cave. Exit the cave, enter the cave. Interior rooms is fine. Object, Tally Tavern, enter. This is object, Tally Cave, enter. And this is cave, exit. All right. What was that? That was a notification. Ads are going to be going off in about a minute. We're going to take another beer right back. Going to grab some more coffee. If you haven't yet, now's a good time to do that. And then we'll get back to it. But like I said, it goes off in about 20 seconds here or so. What did I say? 11:35, 4:40. So enter needs to be 11:35 for 40. All right. There it goes. Ads are about to go off. Like I said, take a quick be right back. I will see everybody in a few moments, and we'll get back to things. See you in a bit. All right. We're back, right, Soph? I know. Hi. Okay. So now we need to go to over like the world, go to the map here. This is where we're going to put a enter cave. We'll do that, right? Now, I need 702. About 705, 2175. What did I say? 705, 2135. I think I did this wrong. Okay, so exit needs to send you outside. There. That should work. Let's stop the game. Let's start it and go see if we can get in there. Okay, there it is. I was like, OBS takes forever sometimes. All right, go here. All right, there is the entrance. Come on, rat. Enter the cave. Press E. Enter the cave. Press E. Does not want to work. Okay. Uh-oh. Rat's getting closer. All right, let's stop it. E is correct. It works on the other ones, so we have to figure out what I'm missing. All right, so we have our name, description, target room. Why do I have two sets of names on it? I don't need... Oh, one's an ID. So tavern, pub, right? Enter the tavern, enter this, exit the tavern. This is enter the cave. Cave. Now cave. Let's see if it has a problem with both those being named the same thing. Do I really need... I have ID. New door. New door. And we're calling it enter and exit tally cave here. Cave exit. Cave enter. Right. So, call it cavern. And let's see if that lines up a little better. Enter, enter, exit, exit. Enter is going interior. Exit is going exterior. Oh, this doesn't match up. So enter. Where is it in the interior? We're saying this is 1135. 440. $11.35, $4.40. All right, let's run it and see if that fixes that, right? Because those ones work. Nope. Still not wanting to teleport anywhere, huh? All right. Hamster, welcome in. It looks great. Thanks. We're getting there. Right now, I'm attempting to get my teleports to work, and it's not. But that's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. Yeah, I have it right now, so my light system, like when you leave the marsh area, it gets brighter right there. Okay, let's take a look at... We have 2 working ones, right? So inside here, we have one that's here.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed.
Started blasting, but you missed. Yeah, that's sounds like me. And good morning, Sajin. How you doing? All right, we are here, right? If I open... No, that one's this one. All right. We are... Need to take this out. Let's put this into the objects area. If we go here, let's check our creation code. Only for the world map. There's not creation code inside this. Edit object. Door keys, enter. All right. Let's look at this again. So it would help if I have these named properly. That's probably my problem too. Where is the gnome? Where do you want a gnome? All right. Telly cave exit. If we open this one, this is not, we're going to make this Telly cave enter. Right? Is there going to be a magic tower? Not really. There probably will be at some point. For the 3-month, there is not. Because the 3-month is only going to have these buildings, because I only have 3 weeks left in my challenge. Oh, you can't even see it. Here, right? It's only going to have these 4 buildings sitting here, but there's lots of room to add stuff. So when I revisit this game, I'll be able to continue adding it. But here's like the woods. Okay. We have Telly Cave exit. Enter Telly Tavern. All right, so we're going to close that. Although that one says it. Enter exit. Exit Telly Tavern. Door key. Exit Telly Tavern is the door key. Well, that means I need to redo these. I do need it to match up to the ID here. This needs to be exit Telly Cave. Like that. So it matches this. And then the other one needs to be enter cave exit. This is tavern, Telly Tavern. All right, we have door, enter Telly Tavern, exit Telly Tavern. Okay, so this one and that one go away. Here needs to be enter cave, Telly Cave enter. In here we have, no, this needs to be enter Telly Cave. Has to match. Exit Telly Cave. Okay, because it's got to match the door key. And yeah, we have the enters here and the exits both here. Right? Okay, well, Let's see if it works. I'll stop the game again. Start it up. We'll go down into the marsh, which gets dark, which is cool. I like that. I was able to get that to work. Listen, Rat, I just want to go in here. No. All right. And of course, like, my runaway button's not working, but it's not working. Not working. Well, the question is why. Like to have a gnome mage wizard up in a tower that helps out the hero with Vice, like with quest, you know, stuff like that. I think that'd be cool. Is it going to make it in the 3-month challenge of this? Probably not. Will it make it into when next year when I revisit this for the 6 months? Probably. Something like that could probably be in it. All right, let's stop the game to make sure I'm on target with stuff. Let's go to the player. Oops. Is it? Do I have it down in draw? There it is. All right, so this is going to tell my location, right? Name Sajin, please. Yes, you're Sajin. All right. Let's make this a little bigger. Let's look at the door stuff. So, when we go out, it brings us here. 495945. That is correct for the exit on here, right? So that one is correct. But if we go back in, 303-1020 is correct for that one as well. Well, so this shows, is there going to be cooking? I was thinking about trying to make it in like the longer version of this, because like there is cooking equipment here, and you can be able to see that. So maybe there might be some cooking in it eventually. All right, this is the exit one. So this says exit tavern. That is correct. That's right here. It will send me, it will send me out to these coordinates. Right. Now, let's look at all 4 of these objects real quick. Am I missing something? All right, let's open Tavern Enter. This just says Enter Telly Tavern. There's nothing else to it. So this is Enter Telly Cave. So let's run down. Let's try to get the rat to follow me. All right. This should be, we're doing 7:05 roughly to 21:35. Let's see how far up. So this needs to be, how about 21:70. And 7:05 is like there. So that's fine. I don't know. Like, what is causing it? Why would you not want to work? I don't know. Sajin, it's broken. My teleport system for the cave is not working. I don't know why. That's old. I don't need this. Where is my weapon? The weapon is put away. Yeah. So it is a turn-based attack system. Which looks like this. If you go find something to attack, you come in here and you can do light attack, heavy attack, like this, right? Well, I don't know what's making this not work. Unfortunately, it might be where we have to leave it for now. Yeah. Let's see. It's about 10:30. I need to work on Jeepin's Jeep. I'm replacing the starter today. It didn't work last weekend. So, you know why it's not working? There's no cookies. Yes, we have cookies here, but not here. Yeah. Yeah. So I need to go into the garage, climb under the Jeep, replace the starter, and hopefully her Jeep will start working again. But for right now, she's been driving mine, so she's fine. She likes the heated seats anyways, and the steering wheel. I don't like that stuff. But that's where we are. So we made some pretty good progress. We did make the cave system. This is what the cave looks like. You know, so we made some nice progress on it. Got it up and running, but we need to get our teleports to work. I'll probably have to come back after I'm done working on the Jeep and work on it a little bit. But in the meantime, let's see who's all streaming, right? Where and who? Okay. We have lots of people today. All right. Do you want to see artwork, like pixel artwork, or somebody doing some game dev? I think we'll do some game dev, and we'll visit Tim. All right. There we are. We're going to rate out, go visit Tim, see what type of stuff he's working on. It's always cool stuff, right? Anyways, I appreciate everyone for being here. Like I said, I'm going to go work on the Jeep a little bit, get that thing up and running, and then I'll be back working on more game dev for the afternoon. Probably fitting in a game as well. But let's go visit Tim, see what he's working on. I appreciate everyone. Tomorrow, I will be streaming, but it'll be a shorter stream. It's only going to probably be about 2.5 hours instead of like 3 or so. And we'll go from there, right? But I will see everybody later. Have a great one, and let's get this started. Bye.